completely dry.
Oh, it's tempting nice.
All right, I think we're live. Yeah, we're live. Woo! Alrighty, thank you guys for joining today's video. Those who are live right now, and also those who are watching in the future, we really appreciate it. We hope all of you had a wonderful Christmas, if you celebrate, or just holiday season. Maybe if you're getting some time off work or things like that. Hope you enjoyed it. Allison and I had a great day yesterday with Christmas. We kind of just did our own thing, and just establishing our own family traditions was the name of the game this year. Hi, Jen.
Oh, hi, Jen.
So yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to get started with. I hope all of you are enjoying your day after Christmas. Hi, Christina. But yeah, it's been an interesting. Hello. Oh, hey, Zoe. Everybody's coming in. Go Gamecocks. We shall see about that. But Michigan plays South Carolina in the bowl game.
Oh.
So it's
Wait, what bowl are you playing?
The almost didn't make the playoffs bowl or whatever. Merry Christmas, Zoe. So yeah, we'll try to answer your questions here in the chat as we go along, but then we also wanted to talk a little bit about why and where have all of our videos been, where have we been, how come we've been fairly absent from. And I think we have to start back when we were in Chicago. And we'll both like ham and egg this, like go back and forth, so feel free to say anything. But like basically, when we knew that we were going to move to Oregon, we immediately said like, okay, this is like a huge moment for our family, for our lives, and you know, things are going to change. At that time, Allison also was thinking about maybe doing something different with her career. So both her and I sat down and we're like, okay, if there's any time to do this, now is the time, right? What do you think? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we had like a plan, but now we're just still kind of like trying to figure things out. Like we had planned to get out here and kind of ideas for what I specifically wanted to do, but it keeps like I keep going back and forth and changing, so I think we're still trying to kind of like figure things out.
Yeah, the Christina diving headfirst into so many changes. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like that Band-Aid effect. Like, okay, if we're gonna do it, let's just do it, right? And so we didn't know exactly what Allison wanted to do. We just knew that she had only done her job to this point, and it wasn't necessarily giving her everything that she wanted.
Yeah, I wasn't excited by the trajectory that you can go. Really, it's just like you can go so far up, and then it's like you're just kind of there managing teams, and like you're far removed from like the connections and like actually talking with clients and like sharing. I don't know. It just I didn't really like that position that you ultimately get to, and then it's like, well, then where do you go? And
right.
I wasn't really excited about that.
So how that's relevant to this story is because then we obviously make the move, and all of the stress of like packing up our lives and moving away from our friends and family and all of that stuff. We get here. The moment we get here is pretty much right about the time that CVX Live was going on, and we were so excited to both go to that. We live in our awesome apartment now, but at that time, we found out at the last second that Allison was not going to be able to go to CVX Live because we had to move in. So the choice was, and it's just like these little things adding up over time, like, okay, you know, well, either we lose both flights and both admission to CVX Live, or one of us goes and takes advantage of like the flight and the ticket costs. So we ate Allison's cost on hers. She actually we were so lucky and had Colin Bloodworth, his wife, Kasha, who's a fantastic human being. Both of them with the legs are at Disney World in Los Angeles right now, which is so cool. I'm super jealous. But she came and helped Allison while Colin and I were at CVX Live, which is great.
I would have been so screwed.
Oh my god.
Like, think about moving your stuff with like an Uber and 2 cats.
Well, a car full of stuff. All of our like things for the apartment were in like a moving truck. But yeah, so there was
That
that.
would have been messy.
We get here, and then I'm adjusting to my new office and culture and things like that, in which it's a fantastic office. Like, I couldn't ask for a better group of people to work with. But the client that I work on is very, very different than any other client I've ever worked on before. It's very fast paced and very demanding. So before, where I could get into work around like 8:30 or 9 and then leave at like, whenever I leave, it's just a different environment. And this one place is like kind of always on. And that cuts into the video time. So like when we did a whole year of daily vlogs, I mean, I would try to shoot in the day. I would definitely shoot before and I would definitely shoot after. But then every night I would sit down and edit and then post in the morning. So we had
our rhythm then.
We had a rhythm.
We didn't have a lot of different stuff going on or stuff that we had to figure out.
Yeah.
So it was a lot easier to like add a new thing into this like already set routine.
Yep. And so moving here, obviously our routine is totally thrown off. Commute times are longer to, there's this sort of like still starving for content ideas kind of thing as we explore this new place. It's kind of one of those things like in Chicago, we could be like, ooh, let's go do that thing because we know it very well, we know what it is, we know what to expect and the story that we might want to tell. So here it's kind of interesting because it makes storytelling much harder because we're experiencing something for the first time, and it's the whole thing of like experiencing it with your eyes and experiencing it like through a camera lens. So just trying to figure that out, not making excuses, but it's been interesting and difficult. Now, all of this is interesting, but now we decide to throw one more kind of wrench into the plan, and that is us deciding to start our business up officially. Hello, that's Katie.
Oh, hi.
Or Blake, maybe. Hope you're enjoying Montana. But yeah, Jen, that was a great idea. Like vlog the commute. That's an interesting idea. I used to do that in the year of vlogs like almost every day. So people definitely knew my route to work. We actually got stopped by someone in Chicago one time who was like, I see this road on your commute every day, and I knew I'd catch you at some point, which is like a little scary at one point, but also like cool.
Creepy.
Yeah. But we did get our business off the ground. We're official, everything. We've got our clients and things, which is super awesome. A little bit about that business. So Allison, when she was in her full kind of thing before, was doing paid search and paid social, which is like running ads on both like Google search and Facebook, Twitter,
Pinterest, Instagram.
all that good stuff.
That stuff, YouTube.
So she was doing that in Chicago, like for huge brands, and both of us have a heart and affection for makers and kind of more sustainable and smaller businesses, things like that, just things that we can get behind and be passionate about and have that relationship with one of our clients like one-on-one. And so in terms of like creating a strategy for them or how to just really build their business is the things that we're trying to do. And we've had some pretty good success so far with it. Obviously it's still growing and it's very young, but you can imagine now, like with what free time we did have, now we're going into that because obviously we want to create a sustainable future for ourselves and also diversify a little bit off of YouTube and our full-time jobs and just really spread the feelers out. It's been an unbelievably fast and steep learning curve, that's for sure. I mean, like when you start to do things on the side or whatnot like we had been doing, it definitely is one thing, but then when you start adding all these little things, like the complexity gets really high. If any of you are business owners, comment down below what your business is, because I'm so intrigued. I love to talk about business and how things like work and function, just because we're a business just like you are. I mean, we're a service business that helps, other businesses, but any advice for small businesses, we'd of it down below because we're definitely figuring it out. I mean, we've made some pretty big mistakes along the road, and you know, right now we're all approaching the dreaded T word that rhymes with Max. But you know, that's what we're coming up towards, and just trying to figure that out and what that means and all of that awesome stuff. But we had a wonderful Christmas holiday, celebrating. It's just been a really like stressful time, I guess, just with a lot of things going on. We still don't have a car in Portland. We've been meaning to do that for quite some time. But as you can imagine, you know, like we're in Chicago with two full-time incomes. When we come out here and we just have one, that changes things financially for us for sure. And you know, that's why it really stops us from getting doing all the things that we absolutely would want to do. Did you see the comment?
Mm-hmm.
What did it say?
Kind of. I kind of saw Zoe's comment. Sorry, Zoe. Starting a small business is really hard, so something about props to us. I might have butchered that. I apologize.
Okay.
And then somebody said Merry Christmas, but I didn't see who it was.
It was Ayla and Caleb. I saw that.
Oh, hi.
Christina, I'm so sorry. I think we missed your comment. We're doing this on my phone.
I saw somebody's currently getting audited, and it's not fun.
Oh, maybe that was Christina. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm sorry, Christina. Someone's gonna talk to, load what they did, all this stuff. Yeah, Katie. I mean, as you know, yep, Christina. Okay, Christina, we're so sorry.
I'm
mean,
sorry.
It's a stressful group of
Sending good vibes your way.
No doubt. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I guess like the part of the other thing too is we strive, whether it's like Allison's blog or with the vlog. I mean, like we are at the point in our like creative careers and process where we're not okay with just like putting something out there. I mean, the ethos of what we're doing on YouTube is documenting like our daily lives, our journeys, and having that as something to look back on. Now, that in essence, like if we were to do just that, then it just literally wouldn't matter what stuff we put on YouTube for us and also for you guys to watch and for us to share with you. But we obviously just want to up our game a little bit there. Better storytelling, better imagery, better everything, you know? And it's difficult sometimes because I have a desire to, and Allison has a desire to share and to put out content, but we're just kind of at the point where like, it's not just any content, you know? Some of you guys are very, very awesome and leave us lovely comments like, you know, the fewer, you know, better, and, you know, the higher quality is better, not frequency, and we really appreciate that. But I love interacting with you guys when we do post videos in the comment section below. It's probably my favorite part of YouTube and social media is like the conversation around the content, around the videos. You guys ask questions all the time, and you, bye Jen, and you give us advice and things like that. And I can't tell you how many times like in our actual real life that we draw on advice or something that we've got from YouTube or from comments on Instagram or like different things like that, that's just so cool. And it reminds me of that saying that people were saying, you know, like 20 years ago, like, don't get in cars with strangers, like,
yeah.
Don't order food from places you don't know are reputable. And now it's like, well, there's Uber and Grubhub and like all these things, but right, don't talk to strangers on the internet, right? Like,
oh yeah,
whoa. But yeah, it's a fun little world that we live in now, and we definitely want to keep doing that, but we're just really trying to get a hold on our time, which if you did, don't give your last name to anyone on the internet. Yeah. The funny thing is like we put up a video. I'll get to your question in 1 second, Ayla and Caleb. We put up a video a couple weeks ago about like time management, which was like way like left field for our channel. It's not like what we do, but it is in line with our channel, considering if you do like think about what we're going through at this moment. We just didn't do a lot of explaining for that. So back here in this like white area is like actually a window. It's just kind of blown out with the camera right now. But we took Sharpies and like whiteboarded all on our windows, trying to like figure out our schedule, right? And that was to try to put out more content, to get Allison's blog up and running, to get YouTube back up to where it goes. We actually have 2 channels on YouTube now, the Analytics Guy and Riven Al here, where you guys are watching this now. So I definitely think it was a situation of like maybe bit off more than I can chew, but that time management exercise was to help us just really manage like what's going on and where do we do that, when do we do that stuff. It's just the discipline sticking to it, because the X factor in some of those days is like you had a rough day or like you're tired or things like that, and the last thing that you want to do is like sit down and try to write a blog post or something when you're exhausted. So just kind of been an interesting couple months, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Ayla and Caleb's question.
Oh, Ayla's and Caleb's question, yes. You guys asked Christmas dinner. Did we make it? If so, what? Well,
we didn't really make dinner.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of did what I wanted to do in the future.
Right. So we had all these plans. Like, what are we gonna make? Like, are we gonna make a turkey again? Are we gonna? There's a cat back there, right there. But we didn't. We didn't really follow through with that.
No.
And we opted for charcuterie, which is like meats and cheeses and prosciuttos and salamis and like grapes and bread and this whole like spread, because we made like Christmas morning, the tradition that we kind of establish and want to do is like we want to do like cinnamon rolls right when we get up, and then maybe open stockings and do that. And then go back and actually make breakfast. Allison makes
a big breakfast.
You make like a quiche every year.
Quiche and sausage and toast and OJ and fruit and lots of good stuff.
So we did that.
Yeah.
So it was just like big breakfast, and then opened our presents, did all that we gave to each other and family members and stuff like that. And then this kind of went on, but we were so full, it was like, oh my god.
Yeah. In the future, we want to make a dinner of favorite dishes. So everyone that's going to come to Christmas dinner gets to bring or decide on their favorite dish, and then that's what we have. And then we have like a main dish, but it's going to be a dinner of favorite dishes. We just didn't really like do that this year.
Yeah, right. The 2 of us.
There was a lot of baking and cooking, and I was kind of tired. Yeah.
And I think, we obviously want to make Christmas for our like future family and stuff like that something that like people really look forward to. So if there's only a couple times a year you get that super special dish, we want Christmas to be that, because it's something that everyone will look forward to. What do you guys do? I mean, like, you put them in the chat, or if you're watching this afterwards, like leave it in the comment section. Do you guys do any like kind of special dinner or anything like that? We'd love to hear and see that. Just because it's always so interesting to see how different people celebrate and do different things. This year we one of my presents that I got, and I got to open up on Christmas Eve.
I know, I was a little upset about that.
was we invite friends over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
super cool. A lot of
cool.
people go to the movies on Christmas Day.
I feel like I only heard that like maybe 5 or 10 years ago.
I heard it like when I was in college. I heard it was like a thing.
That's cool.
I don't know.
That's fun.
I think,
like, let's celebrate and go watch a movie.
Yeah.
Especially Star Wars.
I kind of wanted to do that yesterday.
We always have dinner at noon. And made Cindy this year. Nice.
Dinner at noon. I like the early meals. Like we did Thanksgiving at like 1 or 2.
Figure out our own traditions. No, Katie, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I heard a really cute one, actually. I saw it on Instagram. This couple, what they do is on Christmas Eve, they build a fort in their living room, and then they like order in their favorite food and watch Christmas movies in the fort.
Oh my god.
I think that's so cute.
We throw a roast in the crock pot and play games all day. That's actually fantastic.
That's a great idea.
John, we actually went out and bought a huge giant board game that we're probably going to play tonight. It's called Scythe, we went to this like game store, like they're having like a magic tournament in the back, so you know it's legit, you know. But we learned about these games, and we wanted like a game that's not like Monopoly or Sorry or something like that. So we invested in this game because we don't have any board games that is actually super complex. I was reading how it works, and I feel like we kind of expected that, but
I will only be able to have one glass of wine with this game.
yeah, don't have too many. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we're excited to do that.
Yeah, we'll play that sometime this week.
Yeah, but what I was saying was the Christmas present, the big one that I got this year, Game on Christmas too. They had heard of it never before. Nice. Our game that you got, the Scythe one, nice. You'll have to find out how they like it if they've played it already. John, were you talking about Scythe or like the game that you had?
That's so funny.
That's so cool.
Of all the games.
Yeah, it won like awards for the artistry, like the paintings and stuff
Really
in it.
pretty.
It's absolutely stunning, like all the art on it. But the Christmas present I got was a record player, which is like right here. I have it sitting on my desk, and I just have, I don't know what it is, an appreciation for like a simpler time, or just the nostalgia, the art of what it was, vinyl. And so Allison asked me, we give each other lists of things that we want every year, and it's not that we have to choose one of those things, but if you're struggling with what to get for whatever reason, then obviously here's a list of things that they actually want. So last year, as you know, I gave Allison the trip to Paris for Christmas, so
that was not on the list.
that was not on a list, but I knew that she wanted that, and we were in a place to be able to do that at the time. So we got the record player, and it was funny because a couple days leading up to Christmas, I thought of this like simple world, right, where I was like, what if we were like listening to old records and stuff while we either decorate or, you know, just be together as a family for Christmas Eve or on Christmas and things like that. I just love the sound of records. It just sounds really good to me. And she's like being kind of awkward about it, and then I'm like, you know what we should do? We should just like go get a record, because then we'll have the record in our hand and it will like force us to get a record player one day. And she's like, that's a great idea. and like me just being oblivious, just had no idea what was going on. So we went to 4 different record stores?
We went to a bunch of different record stores.
4 different record stores in Portland. A couple of them we just didn't know were like completely all vintage, and we just didn't recognize. I'm not a music connoisseur, so I just didn't recognize any of them. But then we finally found this one record shop in Portland that was so legit.
It's really cool.
What was it called? Like Second Avenue Records? Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. Just shout out there. But yeah, it was really cool. We got the let's see.
They have a good blend of like current music on record and like vintage and like older records. So,
and by some miracle, they had the Bing Crosby Merry Christmas record. So that
amazing.
Was just fantastic.
It was like $7.
Yeah, $7 for this like crazy awesome thing. So we were so excited. We get home. I have the records now. We're like, cool. We bought a couple. And Allison's like, well, I don't think you have to worry about the record player pretty much. So
I was afraid
like,
he was gonna like order one on Amazon or something random, and I was like, don't
do
buy
that.
a record player.
So she let me open it up early. And then we listened to records. We listened to the few that we bought, and I think probably in the first few years here, we'll buy maybe one new Christmas record every year and listen to those while we decorate or cook or whatever. We don't have a fireplace in our apartment currently, but really love one. We are actually contemplating the idea of getting a space heater and putting it blowing from our TV, and then putting like the Yule log YouTube video up just so it feels like the ones that crackle and everything. So we had that going on the TV, the Christmas music going on. We were like baking sugar cookies and gingerbread cookies on Christmas Eve and stuff. It was just really nice to not.
And it was snowing.
It
Guys,
snowed.
it snowed.
Guys, it
so
snowed.
excited.
I don't know if I can Can I like zoom in? Oop,
Oh,
oop, that's your face.
Why is this happening?
Right out there. Do you see the snow? There's the
Snow!
Snow in Portland, guys. Craziness. I didn't know you could zoom into this. Oh, God. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oop, and there's a cat
That
back
was
there.
terrifying.
There's Sophie. But bye, Ayla and Caleb. You guys had to run.
Bye.
Christina, can you imagine if it snowed in Texas like that? Or does it? I don't know. I've never actually been
in
to Texas.
I've never been to Texas. What?
We
No,
need to go to
I
Texas
went to
soon.
an island off of Texas. I forget what it was called. I don't remember what
Padre?
it's called.
Is it
No.
South Padre? Isn't that
That
about
is started
Texas?
with a G. I don't know.
Anyway, sounds like a college spring break thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
It
But
was a college trip.
yeah, Texas soon. We've been wanting to go to Austin really bad. I'd be so happy. It did snow like crazy. 25.
Yeah, that's it.
Galveston.
Yeah, that's it.
That's where it was. Christina for the win. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on, guys. I mean, it's been a super interesting. Just, you know, I don't want to make it sound like we're complaining, because we're definitely not. We live a very charmed life, to be honest. We live in an awesome city with fantastic access to the outdoors. The whole point and purpose why we moved here. Met some wonderful people. We're still just trying to figure out what's going on. And like the tough thing about YouTube and building this community and this relationship with you guys is when we have those times where we're really struggling to like figure things out, sometimes we just have to like put our head down and figure that out, and we can let you guys know what we figure out. So that's what's kind of going on now. There's definitely a recommitment into the new year with, you know, how and what do we want to do. We've had about, believe it or not, about 80 episodes of the vlog in season 2 here. So that's not a small number. We got, 378. We're in season 1. So this is a much shorter season 2, that's for sure. But we've done some really cool things in season 2. In my opinion, season 2 is our best season yet of the YouTube series. So everywhere from freaking Paris to Canada to, you know, CVX Live to all these really cool places and things. So we're going to continue going forward with that. We're going to continue traveling and doing all of those videos and things. But in the comment section below, let us know if there are any videos that we used to do that you really used to love, or, you know, let us know. Because believe it or not, your feedback, your thoughts, and things like that are actually super helpful, especially when they're positive. You know, if you guys leave us constructive feedback or things like that, we love that. I think it's something that we look forward to. Every once in a while, you'll see someone trolling our videos or leaving comments that are nasty or things like that, and that's okay. You know, there are those people out there, though. You know that
Trolls are mean.
you know, but
Except in Frozen.
you can't like lower yourself to other people's level. You know what I mean? Handy hubby, need ideas for Wade. Don't want him getting lazy. I am trying to maintain a friendship with Wade too. I don't want to like hang him out to dry here, you know. But
I have projects.
great, can't wait. But yeah, once we get a home, the handy hubby stuff is gonna go crazy because I'll be documenting that stuff. Alice and I were just talking about this the other day, that we're actually considering the idea of buying a home that needs a lot of work. And
Nothing crazy.
yeah, nothing like nuts. Not like building a home from scratch or something.
Not yet. Not something that we have to completely knock down.
Not yet, anyway. But yeah, and like documenting it and fixing it up and doing stuff like that is something that we would really be interested in. We've actually been carving our way at night. Sometimes we like wind down to shows on Netflix or Hulu, and we've been smashing our way. We're into like season 7 now of Home Improvement, like
Wonderful.
the old ABC show with Tim
So
Allen.
good.
There's an episode where Tim's mom is moving out of their like family home, and they keep commenting on like all the parts of the home that like their dad built with his bare hands, and both of us were just like, that's amazing. You know, like that you wouldn't want to leave that house because you know all these things that are built. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know, but we are. What's the comment here? That's what we did. It's been 15 years and there's things to do.
That's what I'm afraid I'm gonna be like. But I have no.
No,
But I have a very
Christina,
like,
that was not anything against you. It was just like, no, to be perfectly honest, like, you, in 15 years, like, maybe you got tired of looking at that color on the wall. I think that's totally reasonable. Like, every 6 months, I move around all the furniture in our
that's
house.
true.
So,
He actually really does.
I actually really do that. So,
But I don't know. I have a neutral color palette, so it'll always be like neutral.
At the moment. Until you...
I get like that's why I don't do a lot of color because color I change what colors I like every 3 months.
No colors allowed. That's what the deal is. No colors on the wall. No colors on the wall.
Color in blankets and pillows and decorations.
A little pop of color.
Yeah, and flowers. I love flowers.
Totally.
But maybe keep it neutral.
Yeah.
So that I don't want to change it every 3 months. That'd be a lot.
Sounds daunting.
I could see like a wall half painted.
Oh goodness. My walls are burgundy. I'm over it. Dark burgundy.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure it was fantastic.
that would be really pretty at Christmas.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But guys, so we're gonna be wrapping this one up. We've been on for about a half hour now. Allison is getting ready to go to work and do some different things there. But we forgot to mention that Allison's also working in a shop.
Yeah,
So-
I work on top of like internet stuff and like only working from home. I'm also working 1 day a week in like a boutique shop and then helping her with like social media and like marketing efforts. But I just wanted like 1 day where I could like talk to people and like interact with people and like get to know people in the neighborhood. So I was really happy to get like a 1 day a week kind of shop thing just to like have some interaction because otherwise like meeting people would be insanely hard to do from like your living room or even like working in a coffee shop. Like I don't know, I feel like I could get to know the people that work there, but like it's like you don't want to, I don't know, conversation's a little bit harder. But
And I felt like I wrapped those things up prematurely too. So hopefully, if you're still with us, thank you. But I think I'm gonna unveil this one.
I never know what you're
What I'm
you
talking about. So-
say these things and I'm like, I don't know what
What
you're
are you
about
actually
to say.
going to talk about? So one thing that we have been seriously considering and have done some research into and looking around. Do you know what I'm going to say?
I think so, yes. Now.
Yeah. So
Sorry, I did not.
I just want to make sure I'm not trying to preemptively say anything. But one thing that Allison has always really wanted to do, and I have been trying to like pour gasoline on that fire, is own a shop, own a boutique. So Allison's blog is all about sustainably made and ethically sourced fabrics and fashion and style and things like that, and our passion for makers and things like that. That whole idea is so Portland, to be honest, and so the reason why Allison took a job in the shop is to see how a shop runs, more or less than anything. So that's one thing that we maybe in the future, if we want, we've done some research, we've done some things to look at what that would look like. But obviously that's a huge, not only financial, but time commitment to be starting a brick and mortar business and things like that. So, it's something that we need to consider, but it is something that we're fairly interested in. So, kind of like a child, we don't want to share any names or anything just yet. But, it's something that we're looking into and think that it would be really cool. Suits Allison, great idea, basically doing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. We'll see. It's like, the thing I struggle with is like, you are always on. When you own like a boutique shop, like you are always working. Even if you have people working the shop for you, you're still like, questions will come up, things will come up that need your attention and stuff. And so I'm just trying to work out in my head like how we'll want to handle that in the future, like especially with a family, because like I know like the shop owner that I work with, like she's always responding to emails and texts or questions that I have, and it's just because like some things can get tricky, and I don't want to make a decision that she would have gone a different way in, so I just want to check with her. But like, even that's one time she's having with her family and everything, so it can be tricky. So I think it's just working out in our head, like if he also like helps out with some of the business side, like I think that will be helpful, just so that like we're kind of tag teaming it a little bit at some sense. But yeah, it's just trying to figure out like that balance, because I don't want, and like I never want anything that I'm working on to take away from our family, and same with River. Like we want to definitely have like separation, but owning your own brick and mortar business, that can be really, really tricky.
Yeah, and
something we have to figure out.
So it's just something that is something that we're passionate about and look forward to, and when and where and things like that are to be determined. Both of us, what we value in jobs and what we're doing is impact, is value, right? Feeling like we're doing something meaningful. That's something that we can get behind in like a shop that supports, small creators, or if we can help enable their well-being and things like that, is something that we're passionate about. The reason why we started the side business, Karaba Media, is we get to see the things that we're helping people with impact their lives, right? Like we ran a campaign for someone recently that drove in a short period of time like thousands of dollars worth of sales, which is fantastic. That we can help someone do that has a unique problem. They have a unique value proposition and a unique product that's so different, or in some clients it's how do we differentiate ourselves, and that's what we specialize in and really help people do. Kind of the perfect marriage, pun if you will, of like brilliance and planning and best practices with technology and innovation and all of these different things that we just really pride ourselves on, and that's something that we really like to do is help. What we've always said, that if this platform ever grew to anything sizable, is how can we take that influence, that mass community and family that we've built with all of you here on YouTube, and how can we use that for good and for change and things like that. So it's something that we're excited about and what gets us going. So if you guys have ideas, let us know in the comment section below, in the chat. We'd love to see that. But yeah, so that's pretty much the life update in 38 minutes here. And
it'll be exciting and interesting to see which way we go.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a lot of like offshoots, and
it's really a crossroads
go somewhere
in our lives right now, in terms of where we want to place our bets and our time for the future. I mean, all of this is future-proofing our lives and giving us something sustainable and going forward. To be honest, why we wanted to do this in a live stream is because it's just very organic and very natural. You get to see the nuances between us and what we're talking about. What about Chicago watching? Yeah, thanks, John. And we wanted to document this for us too. Like, this is a pivotable moment in our lives where we're gonna go one or many directions together. And some people were worried about our marriage or relationship.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, people were like, "Where have you been? Is everything okay?" And no, we're good. We are good.
Hi.
We're very good.
Hi.
But I have a sneeze stuck in my nose right now, and that's the worst. It like burns. That's why I was gonna lean in for a kiss, but I didn't want to sneeze all over your face. So.
Yeah, we were good.
we were good until that second. No, but yeah, everything is good with us. We appreciate your guys' concern though, and wanting to check in on us. But we will try to be more regular. What seems to be fairly doable is at least like 1 or 2 videos a week. I think we can commit to that for sure. So hold your sneeze. But yeah, that's where we're kind of at. So Like I said, Allison's got to run to the shop right now. I'm getting ready to jump on the iMac and doing some work for the consulting business. But it's the day after Christmas. Time to go back to work, you know? So
No, not really.
I will say that
Easy.
yesterday we took the whole day off. I sent some emails in the morning, but then like the whole midday to afternoon, like I refused to check or answer anything. So we love you guys. We really appreciate your support and checking in on us and joining the live stream today. Hopefully you guys got a good update. It was great to see some of your faces and talk to you. If you say mayonnaise when you sneeze, your sneeze will not come. Interesting.
Not heard that one.
There are so many little cool things like look at the light or
Yeah,
do this
I know
thing.
the light. If you push right here,
The
it won't
smoke
happen.
with like I hate white rabbits or say the word white rabbit, like the smoke allegedly goes away from my campfires and stuff. You know that? Well, good
Okay.
story. But yeah, we've been trying to sign off for like 5 minutes here. So we love you guys. We appreciate you. And we will see you in our next video. All right. Bye.
Bye.
How do I shut it off?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Well,
Okay.
we're still here.
We're still here.
We're clicking things. Things are clicking.
Bye.